so that they have so much confidence in their own future that when they do encounter the inevitable racism, that it will bounce off them, that they'll be, like the Avengers, they'll be immune to it.
like the Avengers. That is crazy to me. Like, would he tell that to the victims of the hundreds? It was like what, almost 400 people that died in Tulsa? Were they not Avengers? Could they not like be the Hulk at that moment? Could they not just let racism and bullets and bombs and fires bounce off their chest? I mean, once again, I'm just hoping this is coming from a place of good intentions, but just a horrible delivery. That's what I'm gonna bet on. All right, so a good conversation was brought up with this situation that we're going to watch, is how people of color, just, really anyone, not just black folks, but anyone that deals with racism, either verbally online or in person, or having to deal with it physically, police being denied a job, even though you got the qualifications. Like, racism can take a different form. It's not just, a guy with a white hood and just saying the N-word all day. Like, it's a little bit more complicated than that. But how do you deal with that? Or at least how can you try to, just live with it? Because that racism is not going to be eradicated. Like, that's just in America, like just in the soil, really good. You know what I'm saying? But I just put, 3 things on, at least from my perspective, of how I try to manage it. 1, understanding history and how others have overcame it. So reading, James Baldwin is a perfect individual that's living in that moment, and him telling you everything he's feeling, how he tried to combat it with, X, Y, and Z. Like, it is almost kind of like it makes you feel like you're not in this alone. So when you can listen to individuals that dealt with it, and in my opinion, that really dealt with, that overt racism, and they made it out in one piece. And if not just one piece, they came out better people. Those are the kind of people I want to listen to. This guy. Understanding that racism comes from a place of fear and insecurities. Once again, kind of dealing with it, throughout my young adulthood. A lot of these people were weenies. They were assholes. They were no one impressive, and just once again, understanding how kind of people operate, why some white folks do fear black folks is because they don't understand. And some of it comes from not wanting to, but they don't understand people, and they have their own insecurities. Because I tell you this, someone who loves themselves and thinks highly of themselves don't have time to be racist. They don't have time to look down and try to F up other people's lives just because the way they talk or what language they speak or what culture they came up in. They don't care about that. They too busy on themselves and making power moves. They ain't worried about nothing else. But the folks that ain't got nothing to do, don't have a life, those are the ones that tend to be the racist ones because they hate themselves. So that's 2. And then 3, building relationships with other people. Not all white people are racist. Not all Mexican people are racist. Not all Asians are racist. And you only could say that without like lying to yourself is if you actually deal with other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up in Colorado, Aurora, Montbello, where there's a bunch of Mexican homies. I grew up with them. A lot of them were my friends. I had Asian friends, and we grew up together throughout middle school and high school, and throughout my work life. I'm dealing with these same people, so I can say with confidence that not all white people are racist, but there's a lot of racist people out there. Not all Mexican people hate black people. I live it. I've been around hundreds of thousands of people. I see this, so I can speak for myself and say, hey, don't just broadly categorize people as racist because you just don't know. But one thing that just wraps all this up, that brings us to this video here, that doesn't mean you can ignore racism. No matter how much of a good experience you done had with people, no matter if you never experienced racism, you cannot tell people, if you just like kind of pretend it just doesn't happen, you'll be all right. Because tell that to the people in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where they called it the Black Wall Street. You tell them to just like, just work, just focus on education and, building companies and, just focus on the positive things in life. And you'll just, what does he say? What is it right here? Be resilient against racism. What are you talking about? What on God's green earth are you talking about? Let's go ahead and take a listen.
So I don't think you can change that part of human nature. What you can do is you can make kids resilient against it. And the way you do that is by giving them a great education so that they know that they have potential. And the other thing is to give them business models, role models, and opportunities within their own neighborhood. Black men who are running barbershops, who are running bars, who are running dance studios, who are running local businesses, restaurants, etc., and who are part of that community. And when I was a kid, my uncle was the first Irish Catholic president of our country, and when he ran for president, there was a tremendous resurgence in anti-Catholic sentiment in this country, and a resurgence of the Ku Klux Klan. I remember crosses being burned when I was a kid against an anti-Catholic president. I was called a Mick, a mackerel snatcher, all these anti-Catholic slurs when I was a kid. But it never bothered me. If somebody called me that, I would think that guy's got a problem. But I didn't think I have a problem. And that because I had a great education, I had a family who loved me, I had role models in my country, I had confidence in my own future. Those kind of things had no impact on me. And that's the kind of resilience that we want to give the Black American children, so that they have so much confidence in their own future that when they do encounter the inevitable racism, that it will bounce off them, that they'll be, like the Avengers, they'll be immune to it. And then we don't have to stop racism.
Okay. Did he just like equate, like racism, and then like we could be like the Avengers type of I mean, I don't know. That can't be serious. Not even a little bit. You cannot, hey, be like the Avengers and just let racism bounce off each. What is going on here? But let's let him continue. I know it's probably a little difficult to understand what he's saying, so that's why I didn't want to interrupt. But when he said the whole Avengers thing, I no, you don't do that. Don't do that to grown men here. Okay, I know I'm not Iron Man, even though as much as I want to be, I know I'm not Iron Man. So don't do that to me.
Racism altogether, because we're never going to be able to do that. But we can have children that are not affected by it, that don't internalize it, that don't see it as their problem. They see it as the person whose racist problem.
I'm gonna have to take a walk.
So I like his reaction, but let's go ahead and just go back, because like I said before, I didn't want to keep like interrupting, because one, is already kind of hard to understand what he's saying. So I just wanted to just let him say what he needs to say. Then we're going to go back and I'm just going to just whatever he's trying to talk about. It doesn't make any sense. Like, maybe it's coming from a good place. I want to believe that. But even if it's coming from a good place, you still don't know how to, like bowling. Like, you still don't know how to drive it down the lane. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have good intentions, But that shouldn't be, if you're not well equipped with the knowledge and the information and the delivery to have that speech, that conversation with black folks, maybe you shouldn't have it. I mean, it's okay. You don't have to do everything. Get someone qualified to have that conversation. But let's go ahead and take a listen.
Just roll it.
So I don't think you can change that part of human nature. What you can do is you can make kids resilient against it.
So once again, he said you can't change the human nature. You kind of can, because we're not like cavemen. We're not like, one word syllable. Like no, we kind of grown out of that. And how do we do that? As soon as we're born, our parents take care of us in a nuanced way, other than like cave people. You know what I'm saying? Things are done differently now in 2024 than it was 2,000 years ago. So the way that you can kind of change that starts with the parents. If you have some bullshit ass racist parents, guess how your kids are going to grow up? They're going to grow up just like that. It's not human nature to just hate people that have a different skin color. They already did plenty of tests and I don't want to say experiments on kids, because that just sounds weird, but people have done this. I've read dozens of them throughout my life, and it's not something, white kids just want to just become slave owners. Like, that's not something kids grow up to just want to do. You're taught that by example, by people around you, your environment. That's kind of how ideas are fostered like that. So once again, RFK Jr., hey, you're kind of wrong on that. So maybe if we teach parents, educate the parents, or go beyond the parents and make sure our educational system is diverse, because like diversity matters. If you have black kids and Mexican kids and Asian kids in your classroom and you wind up making friends with these people, hey, guess what? Whatever your parents are saying about black folks can't be true, because Jerome over here is a cool kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, he likes the Power Rangers just like I do. So he can't be this crazy evil monster that my parents keep telling me all black people are. So once again, Junior, hey, you're kind of wrong on that.
And the way you do that is by giving them a great education so that they know that they have potential. And the other thing is to give them business models, role models, and opportunities within their own neighborhood. Black men who are running barbershops, who are running bars, who are running dance studios, who are running local businesses, restaurants, etc., and who are part of that community. And when I was a kid.
So once again, and maybe I'm just not really understanding his intentions in what he just said is, but it almost feels to me, and let me know in the comments if you got this too. Maybe it's just me, okay? But it almost feels like he's like saying, like, kind of stay in your neighborhood, stay within your community if you kind of want to like start a business with people, which, has some understanding to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to make sure, the black dollar is circulating through communities, because that helps all black folks. But what if someone doesn't want to stay in their community? What if they want to grow up and move to Hollywood or New York or whatever places crazy people want to go? Like, what if they want to do that? Do they only have to go to black neighborhoods and they can't operate in white neighborhoods? I don't know. Like maybe I'm missing something there, but like, that's not a solution. Is to be like, just kind of stay in black neighborhoods and start up businesses as barbers and bartenders. Like, but what if you have bigger aspirations than just being a bartender? You have to deal with other races. How is that going to work out? And my second question is, what are you telling white folks? Are you telling white folks, hey, stop being racist? That's only what like unloved, just hateful idiots do. So I better be seeing that speech come up, because if he's just trying to preach to black folks on how to, stay in their lane, hey, I better be seeing some speeches here soon. You talking to white folks saying, hey, idiots, stop being racist. because hey, racists don't go to heaven. Sorry to tell you that. So let's continue.
Kid, my uncle was the first Irish Catholic president of our country, and when he ran for president, there was a tremendous resurgence in anti-Catholic sentiment in this country, and a resurgence of the Ku Klux Klan. I remember crosses being burned when I was a kid against an anti-Catholic president. I was called a Mick, a mackerel snatcher, all these anti-Catholic slurs when I was a kid. But it never bothered me. If somebody called me that, I would think that guy's got a problem. But I didn't think I have a problem.
So now when it comes to that argument, hey, you shouldn't care about what people say to you. Which, okay, cool. If you're one of those kind of people, I try to do that myself, then great job. On a bad day, you are a better man than myself. But catch me on a bad day, okay? Catch me on a Monday morning when it's snowing and it's cold as hell and I have to go to work and you call me the N-word. Guess what? We fighting right there. There ain't gonna be no conversation. Ain't gonna be no, what did you say? Ain't gonna be none of that. I don't care if you 9 or 99, blind, crippled, or crazy, you're gonna catch these hands on a bad day. Trust me. So once again, you can't just tell people to not get offended by someone saying the N-word to you. That word carries weight. I don't even like saying the N-word with the hard R. I don't even like saying that myself, and I'm black. Like even reading it from a book, it's like, I don't know if I should be, because that word carries so much weight. You can't tell people how to feel about that. So once again, I think the intentions might be good there, but it's not coming out in a receiving way.
And that because I had a great education, I had a family who loved me, I had role models in my country, I had confidence in my own future. Those kind of things had no impact on me. And that's the kind of resilience that we want to give the black American children.
So once again, he is saying if you can just be resilient, you'll be successful. Once again, I want to try not to be as one-dimensional with this conversation. There is some truth to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't go throughout the world just being hypersensitive and just crumbling at every person that look at you sideways. I get that. But at the same time, racism is more than just saying mean words to you. Like I said at the beginning of this video, it comes in different ways, shapes, and forms. And if you look at Tulsa, Black Wall Street, they had it. That was like a beautiful, and there's more areas than just Tulsa. Like, trust me, there was more areas throughout the United States that had their own ecosystem, black ecosystem, because they were forced. So it's not like, they just didn't want to, but black people were forced to be together, and black folks made it happen. And then what happened? Oh no, they said mean words and that just broke up black families and broke up black businesses. No, they were literally killed. Their towns, their areas literally destroyed. Like, they flew planes and dropped bombs and torched everything. That's also racism. So like once again, like, I understand what he's trying to say, but that's not a solution. Like, when I get pulled over, I don't know if that cop is going to treat me fairly because I'm black. It's literally a roll of the dice. Like, hey, oh shit, got a racist one. So he's going to F up my day by giving me a $200 ticket, which probably could have been a warning to a white person. But now I'm burdened with the $200 ticket, and now that's going to mess up my next couple months, because 60% of Americans already don't have $200-$300 saved for emergencies. So just even that little tiny roll of the dice right there is going to F up my day, F up my week, my month. RFK Jr., how do I deal with that? That's a direct effect on me. I would take anyone calling me the N-word all day if jobs didn't pass me by because they seen that my name is Jerome. You know, not too many white folks got that name. You know, so how many? I don't know. Like throughout my life, I'm 37 years old. I done put in like millions of applications throughout my life. How many have been passed by because they just seen me in person when I turned in the application, or they just seen my name or where I grew up at? Because, you know, Montebello's dominantly black and brown folks. So it's like there's situations you have no control over that can shape the way that you see life, that can shape your environment. That's the problem. That's what black folks want to try to fix, is the things that is out of our individual hands. Not someone calling me the N-word. It's okay. You know, so once again, we need to listen to people that unfortunately look like us and came through the other side and has some valuable, substantive information. That's what we want.
So that they have so much confidence in their own future that when they do encounter the inevitable racism, that it will bounce off them, that they'll be, you know, like the Avengers, they'll be immune to it.
like the Avengers. That is crazy to me. Like, would he tell that to the victims of the hundreds? Was like what, almost 400 people that died in Tulsa? Were they not Avengers? Could they not like be the Hulk at that moment? Could they not just let racism and bullets and bombs and fires bounce off their chest? I mean, once again, I'm just hoping this is coming from a place of good intentions, but just a horrible delivery. That's what I'm gonna bet on. You know, because like, he's not saying anything that is wrong. It's just missing a lot of context and a lot more conversation. And unfortunately, someone who grew up in a wealthy household, not black, you know what I'm saying? I understand like what Irish I think he is, or whatever the case is, you know, came across racism. But trust me, it's a little different. Okay, like just a little different, you know. So unfortunately, I want to hear people that look like me and that has something to teach me. That's it. So, hey, there it is. Hey, RFJ, hey, if you're watching this, you can take that quote and then learn from it. There you go. But once again, if you guys disagree or agree with anything that I said in this video, let me know in the comments down below, or hit that Discord link so me and you watching, can have that one-on-one talk. And like always, let's have that conversation.